Aloha, everyone. So, about a week ago, the PGA Tour announced it will not be holding the annual Tournament of Champions in Kapalua this year due to drought conditions in the area. Now, this is a big deal because the tournament has been held on Maui in Kapalua for 26 years, dating back to 1999. And it brings an estimated $50 million into the local economy over the course of just a few days. Now, to be clear, the golf course behind me is in Wailea, where the landscaping still looks lush and vibrant. But to give you an idea of why the tournament in Kapalua had to be canceled, this is recent drone footage flying over the Kapalua Bay course. Now, the Tournament of Champions is held on the Plantation course, which is just to the north of here, but this gives you a really good perspective of how dry the area really is. Oh, and by the way, I already released some clips of this video on my Instagram, and I was surprised to hear several people commenting that they thought this video was either AI generated or photoshopped. So let me just assure you that this is exactly what it looks like straight from the camera without any modifications. Now, before we start to dig into the drama happening in Kapalua, I do think it's important for people to know that other golf courses on Maui in Kaanapali and Wailea are still beautiful and definitely open for business. And to show you the contrast, here's recent drone footage from here in Wailea where the fairways are still green and looking absolutely gorgeous. So how did Kapalua get so dry? The area is not considered an arid climate. The average rainfall in Kapalua is around 25 inches per year, but more importantly, the further you go up the West Maui Mountains, the wetter it gets, with some sources saying that the summit of the West Maui Mountains receive an average of more than 350 inches of rain per year, making it truly one of the wettest places on Earth. Yes, it has been a particularly dry year on Maui's west side, but we know that there has been plenty of rain in the mountains. This is a graph of a rain gauge that measures precipitation near the top of the West Maui Mountains, and it shows us that so far in 2025, there's already been more than 120 inches of rainfall there. So where is all the water going? Well, this is why Maui Land and Pineapple Company is being sued by the company that owns Kapalua golf courses and several homeowner associations for Kapalua developments. Now, for those that aren't familiar with who Maui Land and Pineapple Company is, they are the large landowner that manages the distribution of water coming from the West Maui Mountains. And this is drone footage of one of the valleys above Kapalua that Maui Land and Pineapple owns. Now, to give you an idea of why this is their responsibility, here's a color-coded map of West Maui showing the large landowners in the area. The dark green is all the property that Maui Land and Pineapple Company owns around Kapalua. And as you can see, they own the land all the way up to the peak of the mountain, which essentially gives them total control of the surface water in the area. Now, a businessman named Tadashi Yanai, who is known as Japan's richest man, is the current owner of both Kapalua golf courses, and he purchased them from Maui Land and Pineapple back in 2009 and 2010. As part of that sale, Maui Land and Pineapple agreed to continue to supply water for the golf courses by maintaining the streams and ditch systems that sustain Kapalua's water supply. Now, the lawsuit against them states that Maui Land and Pineapple is doing a terrible job of complying with their responsibilities, and this isn't the first time this has happened. Of course, Maui Land and Pineapple Company says that they are not the problem, and that the real problem is that there has not been enough rain in the past year to supply all the off-stream users in West Maui. So now, of course, they have filed a countersuit alleging misinformation. With all this being said, I'm curious to hear what you think. Let me know in the comment section what you think is the cause of Kapalua's current water shortage. Is there something suspicious happening here? But perhaps more importantly, instead of trying to figure out who is at fault, maybe we should be asking, why are we so reliant on stream water to start with? With the advancement of modern technology, is it possible that we actually have an abundance of water that we just have not tapped into yet? And just one example is, has anyone seriously looked into desalination? For those that aren't familiar with it, desalination is the process of removing dissolved salts and other impurities from either seawater or brackish groundwater to produce fresh, drinkable water. And there are plenty of examples of other island nations using desalination as their primary water supply. So why couldn't we do that here? I must be missing something, and I definitely don't claim to be an expert on desalination, but if there are any experts watching this video, please chime in and let us know what's going on. Now, at the end of the day, the cancellation of the Tournament of Champions in Kapalua is about more than just golf. It's a wake-up call to how fragile our water systems are and how much our community relies on them, not only for recreation and tourism, but for daily life as well. Whether it's smarter stream diversions, wells, or even desalination, Maui has to figure out long-term solutions that are both sustainable and reliable. And the truth is, Maui is still open and the rest of the island is as beautiful as ever, and golf in places like Wailea and Kapalua is alive and well. Now really is a great time to come to Maui to support the island, but the way I see it, if we want to keep Maui thriving into the future, we need new ideas, new technologies, and a fresh approach to how we manage our most precious resource, which of course is water. Anyways, thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more updates, and share this video with anyone you know who wants to stay informed on the most important issues on Maui. I hope to see you all in the next video. Aloha.